Hi, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today we are going to work on a Bally Old Chicago 3-coin unit. And technically it's just the player unit. It seems to be working fairly decent. However, we are still going to tear it apart and clean it. And as usual, take your pictures and mark everything. Marking this right here, that way we know that is the top and home position. So if we go through it, it's kind of hard not to, shouldn't be screwing it up. But like I always say, you never know what's going to happen in life, so take pictures of your rebuild, mark things. So I might get 5 minutes in this and have to shut the camera off and not come back to it for a week. But at least we're partially there. And, oh yeah, notice how clean the board is. I wiped it off and I got actually the whole relay bank is laying in front of the machine. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go on the back, take some pictures of it. Just for documentation purpose. Let me put my camera over there. I got 2 cameras now. One's my regular phone and now the other one is my camera. Alright, let's get this off. Should be a screw on the front. We should be able to hold it and unscrew it. Usually on Bally, it's not Bailey, it's Bally. Usually at Bally, you can take this off really easy. On Williams, it's usually harder because they got the nut and they wrench them down like crazy. See now, like I said, we marked this because I could put this on upside down now or backwards. See, it still fits on. Nothing's going to work right, but it fits on. Alright, let's flip her over. First thing we're going to do is take this off. See how many winds we get out of it. 1, 2, 2 winds, which isn't bad at all. Let's get this switch off here. Let's give her a clean first. Alright, we get that done. We have to get this switch off because we need to pull this out to clean in there. And what we'll normally do is this first screw here, right here, I'll take that screw out and leave this one in, and then this I can just turn like that. So we'll loosen this one, take this one out. Totally. Out. We can finagle this through the wires, and I'll just stick it in here and screw it down. There. Now that's out of my way totally. This can come out. I will put it in a plastic bin because I'm going to go wash this stuff off. Let's see, we will take this spring off here. One or two. This will come off. We get a clip here and a clip here. Those two will come off. Now we have to take the 2 coils off, which are held in by 2 screws on each coil stop. Alright, so much easier with power tools, Mark. This will slide right off if it isn't all gummed up and stuck. That will go in there. We're washing that. Coil stop looks perfect. We'll wash that. Coil sleeve. That will go in there because it's on the way to the garbage can. This will come out. Remember, this goes in front of the coil. Same thing with that. Coil stop looks perfect. That looks perfect. And that looks perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go wash all these parts real quick. And then while they're drying, I'll come back here and we'll clean up all this stuff. Alright, I got this stuff cleaned up, but we're going to clean up on this. I actually dried everything too. Naphtha. If you're new to the channel, I put naphtha in this jar with a squeeze because most people will take their container like this, their container, and they'll take their rag and then they'll go like this, and then they'll wipe stuff off and then they'll do it again. What did you do? You just took all the dirt off your rag and went like this, put the naphtha on it and went like that, and put dirt right inside your naphtha container. This goes for alcohol or anything like that. So, yeah, no, don't. I don't advise it. You can do it if you really want to. However, no, it's not good. So that's why I use that drop. My naphtha stays uncontaminated, or my alcohol, and I can get what I want, how much I want. The only trick to this method is screw the cap back down, because since I have it in my way over there, I can now easily bump it and spill it all over the place, which I have done many times. Wiping that out, because some people grease that stuff. You don't need to. And that turned out very clean. Parts of this game actually are very clean, just the way they sit. I don't even know if I want to hit that with my 3M green scrubby, because it's pretty clean, but we'll do it anyways. Yeah, I don't think it did much. Some people say this is going to damage it, a 3M green scrubby. No. I actually sat one day, watched TV, I think it was for about a half hour. It's been a long time ago and my memory isn't as great as it used to be. But I went for a half hour and just rubbed on a spare PCB I had, and for a half hour with this. Well, not this exact one, and no damage. So, but then there's a lot of people that want to use polishing compounds on there to clean it off too, which is okay. But however, this and polishing compounds all have the same thing in common. is abrasives, either mechanical or chemical abrasives in it. You're either cleaning it by chemical stripping or mechanical stripping like this. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I apologize if I get off camera. I'm not used to working this in the exact same spot as I am right now. I'm used to standing on this side. However, with constraints with everything, I moved stuff around and trying this out, see if it's better, which I don't like because my TV is behind me and I can't see things on the camera as good. So I have a display that's on top of my camera. However, that is so small and harder to see. So this is just super lube, dielectric synthetic grease. It goes on there to help lubricate the connections and protect them. And yes, the electrical contact still flows through them. What I'm doing now is I just want a micro layer on there. I'm just wiping what I had put on off. You just want that micro layer, blah 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 blah. You just want that micro layer on there and that's it. Alright, parts. These are all cleaned. This goes on in a certain way. There's actually a brake right here. You can see it right there with my finger. That gets stops on this. So I went too far, so if I go like this, see how it stops there? It's designed to do that stop right there. So we're going to put our switch back in there and now also hold that down. Maybe I should zoom out a little bit. Put my switch back there. And that will hold everything down where I need it to. That will keep that whole spool from flipping around. I gotta put the spring back on too. Oh, poop. I put the screw back in without putting that plate back or over the screw. There's like a pressure plate on switches. If I can get it back out, I'll show you. I almost need my chair. If that works better. Yeah, maybe. To a point. I just feel hunched over on this almost. Sometimes. Alright. On a leaf, there's this plate right here. If I can spin it around there. And the screw goes through that, through the leaf, back into there, into that. We screw it down. So the chair helps, but it doesn't help. It helps that I'm sitting down. However, I feel too short. Maybe I need to get a taller chair. And I have tons of them around. Watch, it's going to be between both of the heights I need. bar stool now. Okay. That ain't bad. It's just the older you get, the more comfortable you want to be when you're working. That's that. So we have that in the right spot until it flipped. There. The hell is it hitting on? Oh, the rivet. Alright. Let's look at my picture. Is this my old phone? It said that spring was sitting in there, what groove it was in. Okay. It says this groove right here of the spring, this one right here, was sitting in a hole just in front of that, right there. So let's just get that out of our way. Alright. This piece right here, you cannot take it apart. It's press riveted in, but it's metal to metal. We need to lubricate metal to metal. So what we're going to do is put a couple drops behind this. We're going to cover this back up. And I'm just going to do that. And then I'll wipe off the excess. What I'm doing right there is I'm getting the super lube to get flung in between everything. There. Let's get one of the clips. Put that back in there. Alright, this one right here. I should put this one on first. Oh shoot. Good idea. The other one goes on first. However, we're on metal to metal. I'm going to put a little super lube paste on these. So it's metal to metal. Now I can put this one on first. Because anything that's metal to metal should have lubricant on it. I know a lot of people may disagree that these parts don't need lubricant. However, I've worked on a lot of cars and stuff, and I've seen what happens to cars when they don't have lubrication. These are like the exact same spring. Okay, we got 1, 2. Put that back. between there again. I'm doing too many. Okay, that's why. I forgot with the coils, there is a throw on them that only lets them go X amount, X far on each movement. So therefore, I was throwing these coils too far. And let's do that. I forgot these only step a little bit at a time, each one, since that's metal to metal. Where these plungers come out and rest, you're just going to put a dab lubricant on that too. There. All right, let's get a coil stub. Now this chair's in my way. What dropped? The screw. Right in the middle of a caramello. I found gold. I got my whole thing screwed up again. I'm setting it down on here. I'm pushing. Getting everything screwed up. Right. That's okay now. Let's put this back on so we don't keep knocking everything out of alignment. So to make sure all those fingers move down when I'm tightening it. That doesn't need to get tightened too tight. There. Now I can push on it all I want and I'm not going to screw things up. Here we need a coil sleeve. Put our plunger, drop the plunger through that, get our coil stop, like that, and knock it off. Get our screws. Trying to get one lined up. Just looking at the time on my camera. It turns off after 30 minutes. There we go. Player 1, player 2, player 3, player player 4. I'll bend out of that. 2, 3, 4. Good. As you can see, it doesn't do much. That's player 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's it. Pretty simple, huh? That's what it takes to build the 3-ball, well, 3-coin unit, aka player unit. That's what I'm going to call it. Now we gotta do the next one, but I want to vacuum that up before, and then so yeah, if that helped you out at all, it's a very simple, easy mech with everything. The springs, it's not that hard. 2 coil sleeves. We clean up the 1 contact on it, and that was it. But yeah, it did work before, but I get paid to do this. It was clean. So I tore it apart and cleaned it. That's what needed to be done. These are all got good tension on them. So yeah, I'm just going to vacuum this up. So there'll be cool stuff along here. Check out my new store for cool shirts. Please like, subscribe, share. Thank you all. Take care, and later.